Well, hello, and welcome to 181 Days. I'm Jack, and if you'll notice, I've rebranded a little bit now that YouTube has given me a handle, and I'm no longer in Belgium, but I'm going to be doing the same content, some travel videos, some gear reviews as I travel and use stuff, and that's why I'm here today. I wanted to do another 5 pros and 2 cons, or, as I usually say, areas for improvement, on a coat that I've been wearing a lot lately, and a coat that I really love, and it's this. It's the Fjallraven Keb Padded Jacket. I love this jacket. I've been wanting one for a while. I finally got one. I've had this one for a bit. I just spent 10 days in upstate New York in a bunch of different environments with it, and I think it's a really great coat. So why don't we jump into kind of the 5 pros and 2 cons. Okay, the first thing I really like about this jacket is that it's warm, but it also has really good temperature control. So I had this jacket out in about 27-degree Fahrenheit weather, which is about 3 degrees Celsius, with just a flannel under it, and I was pretty warm. I was okay. It's really good with wind blocking as well. I also wore this in like a hot house and into the airport, and I was actually pretty okay with it even while I was hustling around, even until I started to just kind of overheat, but that's natural for me. But I'm filming this right now and it's actually pretty cold out, and I was inside earlier with this on while I was getting my camera ready, and I wasn't hot at all. It just felt like I was wearing a normal shirt or a normal coat. I don't get that with a lot of coats. Usually it's too hot or too cold, and usually too hot. I overheat very quickly in big coats, so I really like the temperature control of this coat. I think it's great. So it's really good for when you're wearing layers too. The second thing that I really like about this coat is that it keeps its shape when it's packed and it doesn't wrinkle. It's a really soft coat and it's not super structured, but it packs down really small. I actually had it in a backpack packed way down to the bottom the other day, and it took up almost no space. And then when you pull it out, it's just normal. It's not wrinkled, it keeps its shape, and that's great because you can throw it in a bag. I also mentioned earlier I was wearing this in an airport and I kind of overheated. I threw it in the top of the backpack with a whole bunch of stuff. I pulled it out and it looked fine. I've not wrinkled this yet, and it really keeps its shape. I think it's great for a pretty light jacket. So I like the versatility there a lot. It's also really soft. It's just a nice jacket to touch. It doesn't feel like a cheap jacket. It's not a cheap jacket, but it doesn't feel bad to touch, and it doesn't feel like something that's going to snag very easily. So I like the material quite a bit. The third thing that I really like about this jacket are the sleeves. So it has pretty long sleeves, and I know that might sound a little weird, but I have pretty long arms. I have been told this by many a seamstress, or seamster, I guess, and it goes down to the middle of my hand, which is kind of nice. I was walking with this the other day, and it was pretty cold, and I didn't have gloves. I forgot my gloves, and I could just pull my hands up into the sleeves, which is a pretty nice feature of this jacket. I've noticed when I'm washing my hands somewhere that because they're so long, sometimes I can get a little water on the cuff, just because they come down onto your hand when you're washing it. But it's not like super far. It's not like, an emo kid thing where it's like way over your hands or anything. It's just nice in case you don't have your gloves with you, and it really does cover your wrist a lot. I think it's a really cool feature. It doesn't have like thumb holes like some do, which I actually don't like those because they let cold air in. But it's nice. It's good to have a little bit longer sleeves, especially for someone like me with long arms. So on a normal person, this is probably a pretty long sleeve. I think it's a good feature. Okay, the fourth thing I really like about this jacket is the hood and the hanger. So personally, I hate when you buy an expensive jacket and it doesn't have a hanger to hang it up on a coat rack or on your wall or something like that. I don't know what people expect you to do with an expensive coat that doesn't have a hanger. Throw it on the floor or on a chair or something. Personally, I love having just a little tag, something you can hang it on. It's not like a hard thing to add in, right? I didn't think this one had one when I first bought it, and I was a little frustrated with it. But it's actually on the back of the hood. It's on the outside of the jacket, which is an interesting difference. It hangs the coat pretty well. I don't know if I can show it here, but it's nice to have it. And the whole hood area, I have a video in this video of my partner pulling her hood up, and it's identical on this one. It goes above your mouth. It really closes around the head tight, and there's a one-handed clasp to kind of pull it tight or to adjust it, which I think is nice too, in case you have your hands full, or if you're holding your jacket or holding something else. It's nice to have that one-handed ability. The whole head space is just very well constructed, especially for a light jacket. I feel like a lot of times they just stop at the collar, so I like to have a hood, and again, it's nice to have the hanger as well. So, okay. The fifth thing I really like about this jacket is that it has an internal pocket. It's not a huge internal pocket, but it's pretty good. It doesn't have a clasp, so be cognizant of that. I wouldn't put my car keys in here if I was running around or something like that. But, you know, I put my gloves in here, I put my earmuffs in here. People are still running around with masks. I usually bring one with me. It fits right in there, no problem. It's a really easy place to actually keep it. It's not a very structured jacket, so you know you will see if something is poking through there. I think in one of the other videos that I have in this video, you can see that I'm kind of keeping something in there. But it's nice. It also has two huge pockets on the outside, just normal hand pockets, but they're really sizable. I mean, they take up probably half the jacket, so that's nice. Anything big you need, you can actually put it in here. I actually didn't realize how big these pockets were until I started making this video. They're huge, so you know if you have a hat or you have gloves or something, they will fit in this. They're sizable pockets. So I like that. I'm kind of surprised there's not more than one internal pocket or that it doesn't have a clasp, but it's a pretty light jacket, and I think to keep the structure of the jacket and to keep it looking okay when you do pack it, it probably has to be pretty light. But it does have that one, and it's pretty big, so I think it's okay. Okay, so the two areas for improvement are the two cons of this jacket, and it was pretty hard to find two negatives of this jacket. It really is, it's a pretty simple jacket, but it's very nice. But I did find two, and I kind of mentioned one just a second ago. So it has this internal pocket, which is nice, but I'm kind of surprised that it doesn't have internal nets or anything that you could throw, you know, a big pair of gloves in. I have a bigger Fjallraven winter jacket, like a real deep winter one, and it just has two very simple big nets on the inside where if you have big snow gloves or something, you just throw them in there. I know this jacket isn't really designed for that. It's not like a deep winter jacket, but I'm just kind of surprised it only has one internal pocket and no netting or anything else for, you know, something other accessory that you might have. It's not make or break. Like I mentioned, really, really big pockets on the outside, so you can shove really anything you need in here. I mean, you could get a book in here, I'm pretty positive. So that's nice, but just a surprise, it doesn't have any nets on the inside. I think if I was going to make this jacket, I'd put one net in maybe. I can't imagine it would add that much more cost to what is a $250 jacket. But yeah. Okay, the second area for improvement on this jacket is the zippers. So maybe this is just me, but this jacket has double zippers. And a lot of Fjallraven jackets have double zippers, and they make sense for when you're on a trail or something and you need to zip up maybe to go to the bathroom or, you know, not completely undo your jacket. For this one, you know, this isn't like a super deep woods hiking jacket. I don't know if it needs a double zipper, and maybe this is just me, but I'm not good at this zipper. And I'll show you. So, you know, it has a double zipper here, and when you come out of the store or something and you don't have it zipped up, you just put it in here. It doesn't, oh, I got it in the first try. That's amazing. Usually I can't get that on the first try. And you can see in part of this video, my partner has the same jacket and she never has trouble with this. She just zips it right up. So maybe it's my jacket. Maybe I'm just not dexterous enough. But the double zipper is kind of annoying, but I also think if it had one zipper, I would feel like it was too cheap. Maybe it needs like one more like robust zipper. I'm not sure. They are YKK zippers, so they're not cheap. But yeah, every now and then it's a little bit annoying. So area for improvement, make the zipper a little more heavy duty, I guess, if it's just one. But I do think there's value in having two, like I said, in case you need to zip it up for some reason or, you know, deal with your belt or something like that. It's just an interesting little thing to this jacket. So that's the Fjallraven Keb Padded Jacket. I really like this jacket. It's kind of pricey, but I was really happy to get it. It's kind of become my go-to travel jacket. I especially like that I can just throw it into a bag and it doesn't wrinkle, it keeps its shape. You know, when I take my big camera with me on a trip, I'll maybe wrap it in something like this, and then I, as they say, feed two birds with one scone. So I have my camera and my, you know, safety for the camera, which is my jacket, in the same bag, which is nice. I really like that you can pack this down so heavily into. Ready, set, go. Ready, set, go. So that's the Keb Padded Jacket. 5 pros, 2 areas for improvement. I wouldn't even call them cons. I really like this jacket. It's kind of become my go-to travel jacket. I like that I can throw it in a bag. I like that it doesn't lose its shape, that it doesn't take up much space. Sometimes when I'm traveling with my big camera, I'll take it and wrap it in this jacket and throw it in my bag and kind of, as they say, to feed two birds with one stone. So I have my camera protected and I have my jacket in my bag. I really like how much it packs down. I was legitimately surprised how little space it took in my bag when I had it at the very bottom. And it's nice because then you have a little cushion at the bottom of your bag, which is cool. It's an expensive jacket. It's $250 in the US, but I think it's worth it. I really like that it's windproof. It's pretty chilly right now when I'm recording this video. And again, I mentioned that the temperature control is really good. I just went inside for a little bit, didn't take this off, came back out here. It's pretty cold, and I don't feel any different. And I don't know a lot of jackets you can do that with. Normally, when I'm inside in the heat, I'm overheating right away with a jacket on. So I really like it for that feature. Like, subscribe, comment. If you have any questions about this jacket, please ask. I'm really enjoying all the interaction that we're getting with these coat videos, so I'm happy to answer any question you have. I know how annoying it is to not be able to find a review for an expensive jacket, for these Fjallravens especially. That's why I wanted to start doing these. When I bought these, I couldn't find anyone talking about them except Fjallraven itself, which I don't know if I trust marketing videos. I want to know what it's like from someone who's worn it, right? So please ask any questions you have. Again, like, subscribe, and we'll keep doing these. I have my thicker, my heavier winter Fjallraven jacket that I want to do a review on soon. I want to get that out before winter. I swear it's coming. You'll enjoy it. So ask any questions, and I'll talk to you later.